If you've been working on recovery from binge eating, you've likely heard the phrase, all foods fit, just practice moderation. And that's the dominant model in the eating disorder world. But today, we're going to look at something different. What happens if, instead of moderation, we take a strategic abstinent approach? What happens when we eliminate sugar, flour, artificial sweeteners like stevia, and even substitute treats? Let's break this down physiologically, neurologically, and metabolically. Before we get into it, please take a quick moment and like this video and subscribe to this channel. Okay, so why don't all foods fit for everyone? The traditional binge eating recovery paradigm often promotes flexibility, permission, and neutrality around food. For some, this works beautifully. But for others, especially those with reward system hypersensitivity, certain foods don't satisfy, they dysregulate. One thing that I want to add is that it's not always about hypersensitivity because it depends on the context and where a person is in the cycle. If there's been chronic overuse of sugar, flour, keto treats, ultra-processed food, dopamine flooding foods, then it could be that the person is actually hyposensitive. And in this state, the brain's reward system becomes numbed or blunted. So a person with a desensitized reward system, for them, a little bit of something just doesn't feel like enough. So maybe what they need isn't a bite, but a reset. Refined carbohydrates, high glycemic foods, and even non-nutritive sweeteners can activate the brain's reward pathways in ways that resemble substance addiction. This is where ultra-processed food addiction and binge eating disorder may begin to overlap. Foods like sugar and flour are not metabolically neutral. They're engineered to deliver fast glucose, rapid insulin spikes, and exaggerated dopamine release. Even stevia and monk fruit, while technically natural and calorie-free, can still activate sweet taste receptors, and the disconnect between reward signaling and nutritional feedback may create reward dysfunction. In abstinence-based recovery models, we don't just eliminate sugar, we also just generally don't do keto desserts, almond flour pancakes, protein bars sweetened with erythritol or stevia. We try to nourish ourselves with natural whole foods that don't stimulate an addictive response and that don't seem to cause more cravings. Metabolic psychiatry views mental health and behavior, including binge eating, through the lens of neuroinflammation, mitochondrial function, metabolic signaling, and from this angle, insulin resistance disrupts hunger and fullness signaling. High glycemic foods destabilize energy and mood regulation. Sweet-tasting stimuli without caloric grounding contribute to dopamine dysregulation. In short, the binge urge may not just be emotional, it could be biochemical. And when we remove hyper-rewarding foods, cravings tend to decrease, blood sugar stabilizes, and homeostasis returns. This creates a stable foundation from which true healing, so both psychological and physiological, becomes possible. You might wonder, how is this different than just another diet? And that is a valid question. Many people in recovery are rightly cautious of restriction. But here's the key distinction. This is not a calorie restrictive diet. It's not about weight loss or willpower. It's about neurochemical stabilization. We're not removing sugar because it's bad. We're removing it because it creates a biological cascade that many people, especially those with addictive tendencies, can't regulate through moderation alone. And when approached with the right support and intentional mindset, abstinence can be profoundly liberating, not punishing. So what if binge eating recovery wasn't just about emotions and habits, but also about metabolic healing? What if, instead of trying to control your cravings around keto treats or sugar-free desserts that you made with almond flour or stevia, if you find yourself eating the whole dang tray of those organic, sugar-free cacao, date, almond, whatever stuff you made, what if you gave your brain a break? This isn't the right path for everyone, but for some people, especially those people who've tried everything else, it may be the missing link. I'd love to know, have you tried giving up sugar, flour, artificial sweeteners, or sweet taste entirely? If so, what changed for you? Please like this video, subscribe to this channel, and share this with someone who's tired of the binge eating roller coaster and ready for a new way forward. Until next time.